If you're just like me, you've been doing everything possible to get over that Super Bowl loss and really not even think about it. But as we hear from players, we get more insight into the game and kind of what they think should have happened and what they would have done if they were calling the shots. Well, no different is from 49ers cornerback Deommodore Lenoir, who has solidified himself as one of the better players on the Niners defense and has really found a home as a position versatile cornerback. Can play outside, can play nickel. And as a result of that, he has found a great utility on this 49ers defense where fans really do appreciate it. Well, with the emergence of social media and the access to these players, Deommodore Lenoir went live and I asked him a question. I said, which position do you prefer? Do you prefer playing outside corner or do you like nickel? And not only did he kind of give a response to it, he talked about what he would have done differently in the Super Bowl if it was up to him. I'll let you listen directly from Deommodore Lenoir as he answers this question and kind of talks about how he wishes some things were different in the Super Bowl as well. Take a listen to Deommodore Lenoir on Instagram Live right here.
What spot do you prefer playing nickel or outside? It really depends on the team. You know that, like, for that KC game, I felt like it should have been a nickel. I promise you. That should have been a way different game. Way different game. That's a fact. Could have been in the run game a lot more. Fucking Pacheco up. That shit was crazy. Like, they had all that, like, all them videos and shit about him saying he run hard and shit. Man, that shit for the birds. That shit was dead. I was running up on that shit. If he an honest man, he'll tell the truth. But you know how they gonna do. They gonna lie. But it's all good. I don't need no credit. I don't need no credit from no other man. I know what I do when I strap my helmet on. And I know what type of time I'm on.
So I found this to be interesting. Obviously, Deommodore Lenoir gave up kind of where he'd prefer to play, and it kind of sounds like he'd actually like to play some nickel. And I think one of the things that we've seen from Deommodore is the physicality that he brings from the cornerback position, which is huge. Like not all cornerbacks play physical like that. They may be good in coverage, they may be good in open field and stuff like that, and doing those things. But coming down and being effective in the run isn't necessarily every cornerback has that. And so that's why Deommodore is phenomenal for this defense, because this defense requires their cornerbacks to tackle, and he does such a phenomenal job at that. And he's always looking for work. And so when you hear him talk about what he wishes would be different in the Super Bowl, it would have been him playing nickel. He wanted to play more around the line of scrimmage. He clearly wanted to lay a lick on Isaiah Pacheco. So it's fascinating to hear. Obviously, since this has happened, Steve Wilkes is no longer here, and it does kind of, leave the door open for how the 49ers are going to address the cornerback spot. Now, I think if you ask the fan base, and feel free to comment below, but I think we're all pretty comfortable and confident with Deommodore Lenoir and Mooney Ward starting at cornerback. But I think if you ask the fan base, they want to see a number one corner. They want to see another guy on the opposite side of Charvarius Ward. And if you can have Deommodore Lenoir in the slot to focus on that and just play one position and just be dominant, and we know this league is moving more towards nickel as being the base formation, just because so many offenses run three wide receiver sets. So Deommodore Lenoir in that situation is still on the field a ton, but you also get another lockdown corner that you can add to the outside, or you can mix it up and do kind of what the 49ers were doing before, especially if you go for the draft and you get a rookie cornerback. You could still have Deommodore and Charvarius Ward on the outside and base. And then when you move to nickel, you can still kick Deommodore Lenoir inside and bring in a guy to play on the outside. So it is fascinating to hear that he wanted to play on the nickel more. And he felt that the game would actually be different if he would have played on the nickel. I think that was the thing that stood out the most of what he had to say. And honestly, it's just one of those things like, would the game have been different if we played Deommodore Lenoir more in the nickel? Why did they play him, on the outside opposed to being in the nickel? Was that an indictment on Ambry Thomas potentially, that they didn't feel comfortable or trust Ambry? Obviously, Isaiah Oliver wasn't trusted. He was just released late last week. So they didn't. So clearly, I think what it speaks to is they just need more help at the cornerback spot. They need 3 starting cornerbacks, and right now they only have 2. And so that's been the struggle throughout the end of the year. So who knows? Would the game have been different? Potentially. But all I know is that with the emergence of Deommodore Lenoir over the past 2 seasons, feel extremely confident with him as a starting cornerback, whether outside, whether in the nickel. Doesn't matter. I feel very confident with him. I feel very confident with Mooney. And so what I think it comes to is the 49ers need to find one more. They need to find one more starting caliber guy, whether that guy's on the roster and Darrell Luter Jr., Samuel Womack, or they have to turn to the draft or free agency. There's some work to be done at that spot. So what did you guys think about what Deommodore Lenoir had to say? Did anything else stand out to you? Anything else catch you off guard? Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.